Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. For today's guest, we have a feminist, and her name is Vora. Welcome in. As usual, we have Mike as the co-host. Welcome in, Mike. You just sit, no, not here. You sit right there, and then Mike is gonna sit right there. So you just sit right there, not this chair. And then you could just pull the mic to your face. Okay, so please introduce yourself. Tell everybody about you. Today you're like representing feminism, and so all that one. Just introduce yourself, all that one.
Hi guys, my name's Vora. I'm a musician and performer. I happen to be a woman. I'm not sure that makes me qualified to represent feminism, but here we are.
Oh, you're not. Well, I mean, you are a feminist, though, right?
Yeah, in the sense that like the definition of feminism is somebody who believes in being against like oppression and
Oh, okay.
stuff like that.
So just before we go into that topic, which is the interview subject of today, just introduce like yourself and what you do. I know you said you're a musician. You said something like you perform at sorry, the mic is just flying around here. You used to perform at like a feminist center. You used to do like free shows for those people.
Yeah, so I'm a musician and performer. I recently performed at the FemSynth Lab in partnership with the Feminist Center for Creative Work.
Oh, say that again.
What am I doing?
Oh, just whatever you just said. Say it again.
Okay. Just like self-intro.
Oh, whatever. I forgot. Just whatever you were saying. Just the intro. Just reintroducing that one.
Yeah. I'm Vora. I'm a musician and performer, and I recently did a show that was in partnership with the FemSynth Lab and the Feminist Center for Creative Work.
And they didn't pay you for that.
We got paid like a split of the door.
Of the proceeds of it?
Yeah.
So, but and what do they do with the proceeds? Because they're like, what, a charity organization or something, or no?
I think they're a nonprofit, so they split whatever I think we got.
But what did they do with the money?
I don't know.
You don't know what they're doing with the money?
I don't know what they do with the money. I'm sure they run the org.
So, but what if like they're not buying like just like stuff for themselves, or are they giving it to like sick people or something, or no?
I'm pretty sure they use the funds to run events and workshops, but I don't really work.
Oh, you don't work there. You just.
I don't work there. Yeah.
And did you do the performance there without like the pay because you wanted to help out the place, or for what reason?
Well, we didn't really know how much we were going to get paid. We just were going to do it as a showcase of all the folks who've been a part of the synthesizer lending library.
So nothing to do with those feminist people.
Well, they're in partnership with. They support the lending lab.
Also, they're using the money they make to give to what? Just people like you, or what is it?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay. Do you believe that men and women are equals or no?
I don't see why not.
Oh, so you think so?
I think that we're equal in value, but not necessarily equal in build.
So, but would you say that if you were to, let's say you were in a different country and you had to make a trade with somebody, would you give the same value for a man and a woman, or no?
Depends what I need them for.
Like a trade, you're getting money for them.
I'm getting money for them? I think it depends on the person, not necessarily whether they're a man or
You're
woman.
trading them. Maybe they have to go do some work for somebody. They have to go building.
Okay, well, if I need someone for building, I would take a man.
Okay, what about, so what would be the circumstance when you would take the woman?
If I needed someone who was like maybe more of a friend or like more of a partner, a team player.
So just mental things?
I think in general, women do have the upper hand with mental, emotional stuff in general.
And why so?
I think we're socialized that way. I think
So you're so better socialized. So if you needed somebody to be like making business, you would pick a woman?
depends on the business. Like, there are certain businesses I think women are better at than men, but not all. Like,
And which one would that one be?
I think women are great, like, teachers. I think they're great
But
educators.
keep going for 1 second.
Yeah.
Just continue what you're saying.
Not to say that men aren't, but I do think that I like having a nurturing, in general, a nurturing figure for those kind of roles.
Oh, sorry, just say that again.
Oh, I think like roles where I would like somebody who's more nurturing, I tend to think of women that way because of.
Also, you believe that there's like specific gender roles for the different genders and sexes? You believe that there's different positions that they should be doing?
I think I was socialized to think that. I don't actually think that.
Oh, you don't think that?
I don't think it needs to be like that. I think
Why not?
Because why should it?
Oh, because it's better.
Says who?
So, why wouldn't it be better? Because it's, just like the natural way?
Well, better is so subjective. Like, what is natural? The natural way? Like,
Because it's like asking, who would you say would be better at like a building blocks?
well, men are more physically strong than women, so obviously men.
Well, there you go. So then there are certain things that they do and did the other one do other things, right?
In general, yeah.
So then is that subjective or objective? Because you just said,
I think it's subjective because I'm making a subjective opinion based on what I think. But like,
oh, you're saying
objective-
it's subjective because it's not objective that you would want the person better at picking up the block to put it there. You
Yeah,
might
but
want
what
the
if the
person
woman
who's
was
worse.
really fucking buff? Then like I would pick the woman.
Yeah, but that would be like an outlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess in general, you want the person who's the best suited for the thing. And like, if women have been taught to not be strong because that's like kind of considered, I don't know, ugly or something.
You're saying the reason that the women would be less physically strong is because of the way they're brought up?
I think it's like biological, but it's also cultural.
Are you Asian?
I'm Asian.
Oh, okay, I had a feeling.
I hope so.
Because just the eyes and the way, like the look and stuff, not racist at all. I'm
For sure.
I have a couple Asian people I know. So what type of Asian are you?
I am half Korean and half Chinese.
And so what's like the culture over there in those places? Which one do you represent more with, Koreans or Chinese people?
Well, I was actually raised in a Japanese American family, so I was raised culturally Japanese American. I don't speak Chinese or Korean.
But you speak Japanese?
I speak Japanese.
So but why didn't you don't like Chinese people or Korean people, that's why?
If I could speak it, I would, but my parents never gave me the chance, so I only got one.
And are they at all Japanese or no?
No. So my dad was sort of like adopted.
Oh, he was adopted.
Yeah.
But you said sort of, like he was half adopted or no?
Yeah, like he was kind of in foster, and so my godparents adopted him and then raised him and myself, my brother.
Okay. But you don't want to be Asian anymore.
I love being Asian.
Oh, you enjoy being Asian?
Yeah, there's lots of privileges.
Yeah, there's some things that but they have some qualities.
Yeah.
Do you think women should be allowed to drive regardless of how bad they are?
No,
Oh, they shouldn't be allowed to drive.
not if they are very poor at driving.
No, I'm saying on average.
I think if you pass the driving test, you should be, and if you don't, then you shouldn't be.
Do you think the driving test should be the same for each person? And like, do you think the driving test should maybe be different for each gender, race, sex, like etc. Like give them each a different version of it?
Why would we do that?
Or maybe they just drive different.
No, driving is driving.
But they might have different ways they're driving.
Driving is a skill, it's not a personality issue.
No, I know. I'm just saying that some people might drive different on their upbringing and stuff like that.
Then they should go to driving school.
Also, everybody should drive the same.
Everybody should, drive safely, I think.
Okay, I'll take that as an answer. I see. I understand what you're saying. Do you believe that transgender people are they're aligned genders? Like if somebody was born a man and then they want to become a woman, do you think that they are now a woman or a man still?
I think your body will always be the same.
Also, you don't believe in it.
I do believe in it, but it's complicated because there's like all these different things about gender that are not very well understood. And I think like when you're transgender, it's because you're in a physical body that you don't enjoy and you want to change it to the other gender. Does that mean you're not in like if you're in a male body, you've got a penis, and you want to become a female, it doesn't make you a female.
Oh, so you don't agree with them? You just think that, like maybe you're saying that they should be maybe shown some respect, but you don't think what they're saying is right.
I don't judge how other people feel, or I don't think.
Okay, let's say there was a man who wanted to be called a woman. Would you call him a woman or a man?
I would call them a woman out of respect.
But you were like iffy on that. Like you were like half.
Making other people comfortable is important to me,
Oh,
even
really?
if it's different than what I believe.
Oh, so you don't. Okay, so you don't believe in it. You can just be straight up. We don't care. We'll cut it out if.
I don't know.
So you're just saying you don't listen. Like
Yeah.
we don't have to keep it in, but you don't really like them, is what you're saying?
No, I love trans people. I actually feel like the most comfortable around trans people.
Or why is that?
I think there's something really awesome about just kind of like doing things that other people think are insane.
So like killing?
Yeah. Killing. I don't know anybody that kills, but there is something.
Would you be comfortable around a killer?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, because he's a killer. He might kill you too?
I'm not afraid of killers.
So if you were in a room full of like 40 serial killers, you'd be just as comfortable if you were in a room as like 40 normal people? Or you...
Well, that's who's to say you're not in a room with 40 serial killers at any given time. You just never know.
Okay, but you know in that circumstance.
Worst thing they can do is kill me.
Okay, but which room would you be more comfortable in?
Probably the room with 40 normal people.
Why was the air quotes? You think the serial killers are normal or no?
Well, because isn't the whole thing about being a serial killer is not to be found out that you're a serial killer, so you're like the most normal person possible.
Yeah, but that's not like I'm saying that these are like they already know. These guys are like they're known killers. But
Yeah.
this is besides the point. What you're saying is just you're more comfortable around people who are not just very average like people, you know what I mean?
Sure, we can say that.
And why is that?
I think people have called me pretty freaky and like weird most of my life, and I've just like accepted that maybe that's okay.
And why is that? Because you're Asian or because you're a woman?
Maybe both.
Oh, they've told you before, which like it's like half sometimes or no? Has anybody ever went up to you and said like some remark about either of those two or no?
I mean, yeah, like, you know, people will come up to me with the fucking konnichiwa, ni hao, and I'll just be like, all right, fucking whatever.
Why do women receive an education when they can put those resources towards men instead?
Because it's fun. I don't know.
But they can take all the resources that go towards women learning and they can just give men double the experience, you know what I mean? So however much money they're making from, or like however much money they're spending on, you know, a teacher who's teaching both people, they can just minimize it, you know what I mean?
Well, if we have an agreement where the man gets double the resources and the woman gets taken care of, sounds pretty good to me.
No, that's not the instance. They're just the circumstance here is just that education is only for men.
Education is only for men. For what reason?
So they can have double the resources.
Just like for no reason.
Oh, so because then they'll have more like capabilities, they'll have more resources.
So then why not just give both men and women resources? Like,
Well, there's like a limited amount, you know. I don't know how old you are when you've been to school, but you know sometimes there's like the classes are full and stuff. You know what I mean? So if they got like rid of half of them, then there would be more resources just for one of them.
yeah, I mean, that's obvious whether it's men or women.
So should they do it or no?
No.
Why not?
Because then you're like putting all your eggs in one basket. And so like now you just have less people that are educated in general. But or more hyper educated but like less educated in general, which creates like
But the education doesn't work on them anyways.
sure.
Do you disagree or you agree?
Well, yeah, I actually largely agree. The education doesn't work anyways.
So I changed your mind a little bit there. You think like half, like taking away a little bit from them or no?
No, I don't think so.
We'll agree to disagree. Like it is what it is. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Okay. Well, it is what it is. Why do you think the U.S. has never had a female president?
Because men in this country hate women.
But why don't if there's just as many women, why don't the women vote for a female?
I think they do, but there just isn't any women. There's not enough women in the like positions of power to create a female president.
No, but I'm talking about voting. You know, they can just vote for a woman.
I don't think that's how our democracy works, but yeah. Did
Well,
they
it's-
try that? And Hillary Clinton?
Well, she won the popular vote, so they say, but she lost because of the way that the voting worked. It's not like she was voted out because Congress or the Senate or something didn't want her. It's not like those people already in positions of governmental power were like they don't want her. You know what I mean?
I think that, I don't know, also a lot of the agendas of the presidents are kind of like sketchy, I guess we could say.
Are you a Donald fan?
A fan?
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily, but I respect it.
Are you a fan of Biden?
Definitely not a fan of Biden.
Okay, so you are like a realist. You're more so for Donald than Biden.
I respect Donald, but I don't necessarily support him. I don't like Biden because he's shady and he lies.
Okay, but if you had to vote for one or the other, who are you voting for?
Fuck, that's a good ass question. I need the answer to this. Fuck, I don't think I would vote.
Okay, but you had to. It's like life or death.
I had to. God, I guess I would vote for Biden, even though
Oh, really? You would vote for Biden?
I hate him.
Okay. Well, I don't agree, but you know, some people, well, again, I just will agree to disagree. You know, I was just curious who you'd vote for, but I thought I was like a little happy for you for a second, but it's like you pulled it away when you said you'd vote for Biden.
I mean, I don't like either one, but it is what it is.
And so you said you're a musician. Does your music, it has like themes of feminism and all that shit?
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, really? Any examples?
I mean, it's not overt, but I really believe in, I don't know, the planet in general being kind of like alive and that we should take care of it, which,
Oh, like global warming stuff?
yeah.
But that's not feminism, you know what I mean? That's just like a whole different problem with the mind.
Well, we think that, but the definition of feminism is a movement that's against the exploitation and like violence against people being women. And I think that's like very tied to like exploitation and extraction of people and the world resources.
Tell him to get off his fucking phone. Fuck you, Mike. Get off your phone. We're in the middle of a podcast. Fucking piece of shit. I didn't even hear what you said. I was just so mad at that one.
Fuck yeah.
Whatever you said, we'll just move on. When feminism was just beginning, like hundreds or thousands of years ago or whenever it was? Why didn't they stop it?
Because women liked it.
No, but back then they had even less control. You know what I mean? There wasn't that. That's why they started feminism. So why didn't they just stop them?
I think they tried to stop them. I think they really tried, actually.
So why they fail?
Because women are smart and cunning and they like to exist and be free.
They weren't existing before.
They were existing kind of not so happily.
Oh, not happy.
I would say so.
Okay. Some feminists complain about the wage gap, but why should they get paid just as much for doing a worse job?
A worse job. Why shouldn't they get paid just as much for doing a worse job?
Because they're doing a worse job?
A worse job according to a man.
I mean, I just... Do you think a potential solution to feminism is to give them all lobotomies?
I would love a lobotomy.
Oh, you would?
personally. Yeah. It would solve a lot of my problems, I think.
Like which ones?
Um,
Do you think if they gave you one, you would still be a feminist or no?
I don't think I would be anything. I would be lobotomized. It would be
No,
great.
but not all the lobotomized people don't think anymore. Some of them it works, you know. Like there's certain parts of the brain, maybe they can just pick out the feminism part of it.
Good fucking luck.
You don't think it would work?
Definitely not.
Why not?
I'm not a neuroscientist, but that doesn't seem like it would work.
What if they get like really good male doctors?
Oh, it would definitely work if they had really good male doctors, right, guys?
Do you think there would be less of a chance of it working if they were female?
If it was female, even better.
Oh, there a better chance of it working.
Better chance of it working, exactly. Because the female doctors know exactly what the female body needs. You know what I'm saying, guys?
But the issue is they would probably just pick it the wrong part of the brain. They would probably just forget what they're doing.
Like this guy right here?
Well, that guy's not lobotomized. But, I mean, he's also not a woman. It's rude of you to assume his gender.
That's
You know what I mean?
That's true.
You were saying earlier you would be respectful to those people. Some people believe a woman's role is in the kitchen, but I completely disagree because they would end up just burning it all down. Where do you think a woman really belongs?
In the kitchen, eating the food that the man has made for her.
But don't you think that if the woman is cooking and stuff, that she would just end up starting a fire and burning down the whole kitchen?
I've done that a couple times, yeah.
Oh, well, I'm being for real. Give me a real answer here.
You're being for real?
I mean, you don't see me laughing or nothing.
Fuck, okay. If the men can do it better, let them do it better. That's what
Do
I
you think women are better at cooking food than men, or you think men are better at cooking food?
I think men are better at cooking food.
Oh, yeah. What do you think is the future for feminism, and when do you think it will finally end?
I think the future for feminism is when people stop needing to talk about feminism because we'll just have rights or whatever, and it'll end when it needs to end, I guess.
Okay, and so you think that the end of feminism will be when they finally are just treated equally without having to ask any questions? Or like have to protest or anything, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think when it's not an issue anymore.
And so... you gotta relax, this guy's trying to bite me. Say that again. My apologies.
Yeah. I think that what? What's
Say it
the
again.
question?
When do you think feminism will finally end?
It'll end when it stops being a problem.
Okay, so okay. Is that pro-feminism route? You're saying that finally they'll stop the problem, or you're saying that the fact that they had to do it in the first place is the problem?
I'm saying that if women have no problem with it, then there's no problem. But if women think there's a problem, then there's a problem.
So when do you think it will end?
When women are treated fairly.
You don't think they're treated fairly today?
No.
What are some of the gripes or like issues you have with how they're treated?
Women are abused. They are
But that's not
sexually
legal.
assaulted. Well, legally, I think there isn't as much. Like the pay gap is a thing. The wage gap is a thing.
Yeah, but that's to make it fair for the workers.
Fair according to who?
Because if they're just like doing a better job, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
Okay, like if you hire like a teacher, you know, you hire a teacher, the man and the woman on average, one of them is gonna be better at it, obviously the man. So why would they pay them equally? I guess you could say they should pay them on an like instant to instant basis, but I don't think that would make much sense because I don't think that would make too much sense because then they're gonna have to check every single person and they're gonna take a lot of time and resources.
Yeah, whatever you just said.
Oh, so you agree with what I said? Any other legal issues you have like with how women are treated or no?
I think that in general, women aren't like just seen.
What does that mean?
Like if you see a woman in a position of power, people assume that like they shouldn't be there or that like it's fake somehow or like they're not qualified.
But that's not like a legal problem.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really know of many legal problems on
Because I'm saying like the feminism started back in the day when.
Abortion rights.
Oh, what about them?
So when you have a baby, the woman is the one who has to have the baby, not the man.
Okay.
But the men are the ones making the decisions about the woman who has to have the baby without contributing to the process of having the baby, which is one of the most painful things on earth, I've heard.
So, but wouldn't it be just like the government making the decisions?
Well, isn't the government mostly made out of men?
Yeah, because they're voted, you know what I mean? Women, right now, they have the same vote as a man.
I would say, like, largely a lot of women don't feel cared for by the government.
So let me ask you this, because this is, I'm not too like educated on the whole abortion thing. I haven't done my research, but back in the day, like a couple of years ago when I was in school, because now I'm not in person school. Now I do online. But they had us do like a representation of how we think we could help the country. And the thing I came up with was I wanted to take like maybe 10 men and like 1,000 women. And then, so a lot of people think there's like some sort of overpopulation issue. But most countries, they're actually trying to get more people. Like Japan, I think, where you're from, they have some issue with the population. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because people work too much and don't fuck enough.
No, sure, whatever the reason is. But what I was thinking is taking like 10 men, 1,000 women, stripping all of their legal rights, and then just making them create more people. So just creating like a breeding ground.
So back to the Stone Age, where we just have
Well, otherwise, the population's just gonna plummet eventually. You know what I mean? If everything comes, every country becomes similar to Japan, it's gonna be a disaster.
That's true.
So you are on board with my idea. Mostly, we're gonna have to take some men for this, but mostly it would have to be women, just because they're gonna take longer to actually release the baby.
Well, as long as the women are cared for and they like it, sure, why not?
No, but they're not. Nobody's gonna agree to that.
So you're saying you're gonna take you're gonna like enslave people and make.
Well, some of them might be men as well, but that is the.
So you want to enslave men and women? And you want to make a Mad Max breeding pit?
That's the general idea.
have fun with that.
Would you be on board with that? Because when I put that as my project in class, they give me like a talk.
Yeah, that's pretty psychopathic, but if you can hack it, you can hack it.
Nothing in his pockets. Okay, well, let's move on. It's happy that we can come to agreement on that, because that is the main issue nowadays, I see.
Are you
It's
sure
just the
this guy can,
population.
like, breathe?
Not my problem. There's some hole in there probably. Hopefully he's all right.
For sure.
Do you think it's cruel that in certain places feminism is forbidden by God?
Yeah, that sounds sad.
But are you sure that's not a good thing? Like, wouldn't you respect their culture? Like, what if in that culture that it's not allowed?
Well, as an America, I think that people should be free to do what they want to do. So that's my personal opinion. And I think it sucks if the government tells you what to believe in general. So maybe I'm currently in this room with 40 killers. You've just been on Twitter this whole time. Ah, I see.
Oh, what about Killer Keemstar? Is he a woman?
Who?
Killer Keemstar, because there was something going on with him where people were trying to decide whether or not he's a woman.
Does he have a vagina?
No, it's a man, but people were just trying to decide
People were trying to decide.
if he's a woman.
Why were they trying to decide if he's a woman?
They were just figuring it out and seeing if he was or not.
Well, was he?
Oh, what I'm asking you. That was the question.
I don't know who that is.
He's one of those. He's one of the speakers on Fox News. He's like a news guy.
Did he look like a woman?
No, it's a man born as a man. He's not trans either. People were just having some discussion and I wanted to know. I thought maybe you'd be educated on it because he was, I thought maybe you would just know a little bit about him.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, you're not educated on it? Okay. See, it's failing, those classes. Are feminists allowed to watch Mexican luchador wrestling?
Yeah.
So they don't have any limits. There's not certain things that they're allowed to do. Are they just free people, or they have some things like a Jewish person or like a Muslim or something like that?
I think feminists have a set of values that influence what they can do and what maybe they shouldn't do.
So what should they not do? Because you're like a self-identified one. So you would know?
They shouldn't be misogynistic against other women, or support violence, genocide, killing of or harm of other women, because that's like you shouldn't. I don't know.
But what about in boxing or the wrestlings? They might get hurt if it's a woman fighter. So maybe it's not allowed?
Inshallah, maybe it's not allowed.
Oh, you're Muslim?
I'm not.
Oh, you can't make fun of them. That's not cool. Have you considered traveling to Iran and telling them about your wonderful ideas or no?
I've considered that I would probably be shot if I did that.
Also, so you've considered it before, but that's what stopped you?
I've considered it at the second, and the realization that I would be in mortal danger would stop me, yeah.
But maybe you can tell them about like the women's rights and all that one. It would be worth it or no?
Yeah, and they could tell me to shut the fuck up with their gun.
No, but maybe they'll listen to you or something. You don't think you're like let's say this podcast, do you think you've convinced anybody to become a feminist who wasn't already one, or no?
No, I don't think so.
Because most of the people watching this, they're like I don't know if I'm using the right term, maybe apolitical. They don't really pick a side. It's not like Republicans or Democrats watching. It's mostly just people who are really interested in knowing everything going on. You know what I mean? They want to hear all the different sides and they want to make as much money as possible.
Well, I think then maybe we're at the right place because that sounds good to me.
So, but do you think you've convinced them? Let's say one of them wanted to start making money and become a feminist by doing that. Would you do it, or like?
I know like negative people who make money as a feminist.
You know, evil feminists who are making money.
I don't think there is an evil feminist who's making money because if you're a feminist, then you're kind of anti a lot of things that would make you a lot of money.
So, if you're a feminist and you made money by killing dogs, do you think that person might be evil?
I don't think they would be a feminist, or they would at least be just pretending to be.
But they could still be a feminist. There's nothing that goes against that one. It doesn't say like in the rule book, no killing dogs. You know what I mean? It just says women's rights and all the other ones.
Oh, I would like to see this rule book and update it with no killing dogs. But yeah.
But as of now, they would still be a feminist. So what do you think? Would they be evil? Or the feminist one, it just says no evil?
I mean, not gonna lie, I think Chinese people kill and eat a lot of dogs.
Oh, that's it. You wouldn't have found it funny if I said that earlier when you were making fun of Iranian people.
And I don't think they really think it's evil. I think they just think it's food. And we don't think it's evil to kill chickens, so...
So you're saying you've eaten dog and stuff before?
No.
Seems like that might be the implication.
I'm saying that a lot of people do eat dog, but that doesn't make them
Do
evil.
you? Have you?
No, I would though.
You would?
I'm curious.
What if you had to kill yourself? Would you still do it?
Oh, that would be hard, but only... Yes, if my life depended on it.
20-hit combo.
Or 20-hit combo on the dog? Oh, that's good. Well, I mean, listen, I think that's kind of obvious. Everybody would kill a dog if they needed something to eat. But okay, if there's already a cooked dog, you know, right here, we just cooked the dog or something, would you take like a leg or something?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
What about human? Would you do it or no?
No.
Do you think that women should be casted in male movie roles?
No. If they're male movie roles, then no.
So if it's a documentary about somebody, I don't know, I'm trying to think. First person comes to mind is Big Donald. Should they cast a woman or no?
Oh, God. Obviously not.
We're gonna end the podcast here because Longneck's outside.
My God.
Yeah, he's here. Mike's a big fan actually, so we have to shoot the podcast with him. Well, I appreciate it. It's a good podcast. You can take him with you. That's the gift. We give everybody a gift at the end of the podcast, so you can have him.
Thanks, guys.